Hi, welcome to Dream Life Designer. I'm Lauren, and in this video I'm going to be sharing tips on how to stay motivated and accountable to achieve your dreams in life. I come out with new videos every week that cover topics related to achieving your dreams and goals in life, so click subscribe below to be the first to know about them. So when you have dreams and goals that you're trying to achieve, sometimes you might be off to a really good start, really excited to get going and motivated, but then as you go along, the day-to-day of it might start wearing you down. You might get kind of bored with some of the steps and things that you need to do to get to your goals. You might get distracted by something else. So sometimes it can be hard to stick with those goals and dreams to see them through to actuality in your life. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing tips, things that work for me, other ideas, things that can be helpful for you to get that follow through and achieve the things that you want to achieve in your life. First of all, it's important to know yourself, to know what will work for you. Everybody's different. Everyone has different personality types and things that excite them, things that bore them, things that motivate them. So I'm going to be sharing a bunch of ideas with you, but you need to think what really works for you. Think about things you've accomplished in the past, things that you've stuck with in the past. Use that knowledge of yourself to decide what's really going to work well for you. We're already trying to help you follow through on something that maybe you might get distracted from, that you might have trouble following through on, and you want to stay motivated with. It's not going to help if you're trying a strategy that makes you less excited to do that thing. Some of these suggestions might be great for you, some of them might not be. So know yourself, know what works for you. Try some new ones. If you're trying a strategy and you're like, gee, this really is making me less likely to get this thing done, then switch strategies. Don't stick with that one. But give it a try. I'm going to put a whole bunch of ideas out there for you. So here are my top ideas for staying motivated and accountable as you're achieving your dreams. And these are in no particular order. One way to stay motivated that I've talked about in several of my other videos is to write down your dreams and your goals, to write down that vision that you have of your dream life, and then come back and review that regularly, even every day, to help you keep that picture in mind, to keep reminding yourself why you are doing the things that you are doing, so that you can keep that thing that excites you in mind. Another idea is to surround yourself with motivation. For some people, they like to write reminders of themselves and stick it up on their mirror, like on a sticky note, or motivational posters. There are studies that show that motivational posters actually have an influence on people's outlook on life, on their follow through. If you don't want to go with the posters, you can have other artwork that helps you keep in mind what it is you're working towards. You also can surround yourself with people who are motivating. So that can be a great one if you're a social person, if you're energized by people, surrounding yourself with other people that can help you keep on track, to help keep that excitement fresh in your mind. Surround yourself with other people excited about that same thing or striving towards that same goal as you can be really helpful. Another way to surround yourself with motivation is by reading books on the topic that you're focused on. If you don't have a lot of time, something I like to do is listen to audiobooks, even when I'm washing the dishes or driving in my car. You can get a lot of reading done that way. So listening to or reading books that are motivating to you to achieve that goal. And if you find a good one that you like, you can listen to it multiple times. It's always great to read or listen to books more than once. Also, watching YouTube videos like you're doing right now. You can watch the videos I've made. You can find other motivating YouTube videos. You can go back and watch ones that you found especially motivating. That can be really helpful too. Another way to help motivate yourself and to have some accountability is to join a class or group that has the aim you're working towards. If you're trying to learn a language, take language classes. Or if you're trying to get in shape, go join a fitness class. So there are lots of different types of classes or groups you could join. There are lots of classes through community colleges, community centers, private businesses or nonprofits that offer classes. There's also Meetups, which is an online platform that you can use to find groups that may already be established or start your own group. And that's another great idea. If there's not an existing group or not one that you particularly want to join or an existing class, you could start your own group or your own partnership with someone. Another idea that you could do, which is pretty similar to the last one, is to put yourself in a situation where other people are counting on you to achieve your goal or to take steps towards achieving your goal, and that they're going to be let down if you don't do it. If you're someone that's motivated to serve other people, to follow through for other people, that's another good way, is to put that accountability there where they're counting on you to get something done. So you're going to get it done. Even if maybe you wouldn't have followed through for yourself, if you know someone else is counting on you, you might follow through. Another idea is to tell other people about your goal or your dream that you're working on and the steps you're taking towards reaching it. Now, this one can be a little tricky. You don't want to go around telling people who are naysayers, who are going to be doubting you, who are going to be discouraging you. Make sure that you find someone that's really going to be excited about it for you, is going to ask you about it, is going to have faith that you can achieve it, that you can do those things, so that you're not discouraged by their response to you. But if you find someone and you're telling them what you're doing, if other people are excited about it, you might feel, I told people I was going to do this and now I'm not. Then you wouldn't feel good about that. So you'll follow through with it and you'll stay motivated because you have told some people about it who are excited to see you do those things. Another idea to keep you motivated is to set yourself a hard deadline. So if you are learning a language, instead of just generally learning it, you could set a trip somewhere where you're going to need to use that language so that you need to get that language down so you're ready for your trip. If you're involved in the arts, maybe you'll set up some kind of show of your artwork to the public where you are committed to having work done. Or perhaps there's a skill you're learning or knowledge you're wanting to gain. You could create a presentation for that you would be presenting that knowledge to other people and putting that information out there so you have that deadline you have to hold to. A deadline can be helpful because that way you can't keep putting it off. You have some kind of benchmark that you have to get to. Another idea is to carve out a set time for whatever it is you're working on towards your goal or your dream. So maybe every day you're going to work on your goal for half an hour in the morning before you go to work. And you have that set time, and having that set time carved out where even though maybe you don't feel like it, you don't have anything else at that time, that's just set aside for that goal. Whether it's fitness, wanting to get in shape, you're going to exercise in that time. A lot of people do this for writing because a lot of times people can procrastinate when they really want to write, and it's easy to do everything else but that. So having that set time where whether they feel like it or not, they're going to sit down and work on writing their book or a proposal or whatever it is, that time is set aside. It's sacred. It cannot be used for anything else. So that might be helpful for you to just carve out that time and keep it special for that goal or task. Also kind of tied into that is making it a routine, whatever it is you're working on, making it so that it's a habit in your life to do that thing. They say that it can take a month basically to build a habit. So if you can set aside that carved out time for that thing you're going to do and push yourself to keep with it for 30 days, then it's going to be easier to just keep going with it because you made it a habit. It's not a here and there thing. You're doing it regularly all the time at this time. This is really helpful because when you try to add on new things into your life, it takes self-discipline to follow through with all of those new things. And self-discipline is kind of like a muscle. You can't just throw a whole bunch of new stuff on. Just like if you're weightlifting, you can't just all of a sudden throw on a bunch of weights and lift it all fine. If you try to throw on a lot, it's all going to fall apart. So when you build something in as a habit, you're not having to use self-discipline to do that thing anymore. You're just in that routine of doing it. So then you have more energy, more self-discipline to put into other things that are not yet a habit in your life. So that can be a great thing to, carve out that time, work on building it up as a habit so you don't really have to think about it or put as much effort into it anymore because you do it regularly anyway. For some people, another thing that can be helpful is checklists. I know some people love checklists. I really enjoy checklists, seeing what I've accomplished. It makes me feel really good. Other people, like my husband, do not like checklists. I think it's just a personality type thing. For him, it stresses him out. So you can do checklists if that's something that encourages you, that you feel motivated by. You could do a checklist if you're carving out a time every day to do something. You could also have a checklist to check off each day that you did it and have those 30 days checked down. Or if it's more specific, not just doing the same thing every day, like exercising every day, if you're growing in skills, if you're needing to do different steps to reach your goal, you could make a checklist of all those different steps you need to do and then check them off as you go along. So that can be motivating to see the progress you're making. It can also be helpful to set days or dates or times that you'll do those things to help you stay accountable to following through with that checklist. So you have the checking off to feel rewarded, you have the time to help you stay a little bit accountable. There are also apps on your phone or online that you can use that are there for motivating people. They have ones that you can do with your friends if you're gathering a group of people together. There are also ones just on your own. So some of them are more just sharing with people what you're doing, have checklists. Some of them are a little more creative. I know there are some that you can sign up, you can put in your goal, you're going to put in the steps that you're going to do towards it, and you actually put money on the line. A, you could lose your money because you put your money on the line, but B, to raise the stakes even higher, some of those have it so that your money, if you don't follow through with your goal, your money is donated to a cause that is in opposition to your views. So it's being donated and supporting something that you do not want to support. So you feel extra motivated because you don't want to lose your money and you don't want to support that thing. So you really, really want to follow through with those goals. So you can look up some of those apps. There's a whole bunch of different ones. There's also some that are games, if you like to play games on your phone, where you can earn different accessories and skills and benefits in the game by following through with your goals. So there's lots of options out there. You could just Google that for accountability apps, and I'm sure you'll get a big list of different ideas there. And if you have some ideas that maybe I didn't mention in this video, other strategies that you use to keep yourself accountable and motivated, it would be great if you could share them down below so that I can try them out, so that other people watching this can try them out to help us achieve our dreams and goals. And one more thing I want to say at the end here, don't try to take on too much. It's great to have a lot of dreams, it's great to dream big and have a lot of goals, but if you try to take on too many tasks to achieve those goals that require a lot of self-discipline, you're probably going to have trouble following through with those tasks. Like on New Year's, how people sometimes set lots and lots of resolutions and then they follow through for like a week and then they don't do any more. If you have some dreams or goals that you know are going to take a lot of self-discipline to achieve, focus on your most important ones. Prioritize, really focus your energy on whatever that is that's most important to you, that's going to take a lot of self-discipline. Then the other goals and dreams you can work on around that can be ones that don't require as much self-discipline. Then as you create a routine there, or as you're making the progress you're wanting to see and it's not feeling like as much self-discipline to achieve those dreams, then you can add in some more tasks that are going to take more self-discipline. I want you to be successful, so I want you to use these strategies to make sure it's doable, and let me know how these strategies work out for you. I'd love to hear what ones really worked for you and what you're able to accomplish with them. If you found this video helpful, please click like and share it with a friend. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe below so that you stay notified of new videos that I release every week. I'll see you next time.